Hey guys, another food for thought. This is about my life though. A little bit of insight into me and why I am the way I am and all that fun stuff. So when I was 19, I failed out of college. I got accepted to a school in New York, Buffalo, New York. And I failed out at 19, so I survived for like a year and a half. It was my first time at college. Yeah, we had a lot of fun, maybe a little too much fun. But they told me that I had to call the dean. It was Christmas break. Christmas break 2008, 2009, 2010. 2010? Yeah, spring break. No, it was winter vacation 2010. So it's Christmas, and we are at my dad's old place in Virginia, and my American relatives are there. I don't know if I think my Korean relatives were, I don't know. I don't remember. I think that they were there. Maybe they came later. I have no idea. I remember my American relatives being there. My Korean relatives were there at a point, though. I think they were there. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. I was very nervous. I had a very low GP at the time, and I was like, maybe I'll just charm my way through this like I did in high school. College is not like high school. Maybe I can charm my way through this, talk to the dean, and they'll give me one more chance. So I'm on the phone. I remember my mom is right behind me and talking to the dean, and they're like, well, you were on academic probation and you didn't do much better, so how about you try somewhere else, get your GPA up, and then you come back. And I was like, excuse me? They're like, that's the deal, pretty much. You either I forgot what it was. I ended up withdrawing from school because it looked better on my transcript. So I chose that, and literally, I remember as I'm talking to them, just tears are just kind of coming down my face because I couldn't believe that this was my reality. And so I get off the phone with the dean, and I turn to my mom, and I just can't hold it in. I just start bawling, crying, and my mom is my family. They're all disappointed, obviously. My brother did really well at school, and I'm the one that fails out. So I remember just going to the bathroom and just ultimate disappointment. Thing is, like, obviously it's never good to fail, like, in school or anything like that, but failure is not bad. And that's kind of the point that I'm getting to. Failure is not bad. This changed my life for the better. It was a blessing in disguise. I didn't know that at the time, obviously. And so, long story short, I was very thankful for my brother because it was me, my mom, my brother. We were talking. I don't remember where my dad was at that time. He was going through a lot too at the same time. And thinking about Korea, so for those of you who don't know, I'm half Korean. My mom is Korean. My dad is Caucasian, German, Irish, you name it. In Korean culture, education is number one. Education is almost above family. You get your education. And so when I was talking to my brother and my mom, once I calmed down, eyes are just jet red, nose is jet red, my whole face is red. We're trying to figure out what the next step is. And I'm talking to them, and my mom's like, well, you can come back to Korea with me. I was like, what am I going to do in Korea? Like, I'm not going back to Korea. I'm not going back to Korea failure. That's not, no. Why are you back in Korea? Oh, I failed out of college, so I'm trying to that's not happening. And JR, at the time, my older brother, he lived in Indianapolis, and he was like, I was very impressed with him because he was very calm. I thought he'd be very upset with me as well, but he was very calm. My mom was the one upset, obviously. I was upset. My brother was like, how about you come to Indiana? I was like, what's in Indiana? He was like, well, they have community colleges over there. You can go to community college, and then we'll kind of figure it out from there. So I had two choices. Either go to Korea or go to Indiana. I'd never been to Indiana before. I was like, crop fields? Like, what? He was like, this is Indianapolis. It's the city. So, it's community college, blah, blah, blah. I didn't have much of a choice. So I was like, I'm not going to Korea. I guess I'm going to Indiana. So from New York to Virginia to Indiana. So hopped into Indiana. And this is, it was a wake-up call. It was a huge wake-up call because, again, I thought I could just kind of slide by life, just charm. I mean, like, in high school, I learned the system. I knew exactly what the teachers wanted. I knew exactly when to turn in the assignments. I knew how to do this stuff. So my brain, like, I like to calculate systems, figure out how things work so that I can maneuver with it so that I can create my own system kind of thing. And that's kind of, I mean, I graduated high school with AB honor roll every year. So, like, I wasn't a bad student. I just didn't really care. I just tried to figure it out. And I tried to do that in college. Didn't really work as well. Also, just extracurriculars, just too much extracurriculars, if you will. And so I go to Indiana, and I made a decision when I moved to Indiana because at that time, again, as half Korean, I was like, I can't be a failure. Like, I chose to go to Buffalo. I chose to go to New York. That was my choice, and I failed. It didn't work. And so I had to accept that. I had to accept what reality is, and I got to stop messing around. So I was like, well, how do you stop messing around? So I signed up for the Ivy Tech, community college in Indiana. I was not really happy about that because I felt like I was going backwards, going from a university to community college. It gave me a new insight, though. For those of you who are looking to go to higher education, especially if you don't know what you want to do, or even if you do know what you want to do, community college is not a bad choice. I mean, these days you don't really even need to go to college, but I mean, that's up to you. But I recommend community college, hitting that 2 years, finishing all your gen eds, and then going to university because you save a boatload of money. Community college is so much cheaper. And I was very happy to learn that. And so when I went to community college, it was the first time I had actually like looked at a textbook and like read the stuff and like did the homework and like actually applied myself. That's the biggest point of this. Application and focus. It was the first time I was like, oh, I think I'll just get back. No, like, let's open this book, let's take notes, all this stuff, and be prepared every class. Like, let's shift the mindset because you're not a failure. And it's okay that you did fail, but take those lessons. How do you do better? Because obviously in this evolution of life, it's how do you do better? Learning more about yourself. Anyways, I ended up going from, my brother actually got a job in Bloomington, Indiana as a police officer. And so, we moved to, there was a community college also in, Bloomington. So I went from Indianapolis to Bloomington, same community college, just transferred. And then I went to Indiana University. And at this time, I hadn't acted in like a year and a half because I was in community college. I didn't know anybody. They didn't have any theater. I was like, I didn't know what acting withdrawal was until that happened. So thank God for Bloomington because, also, my brother was like, why don't you go to Indiana University? Because he went to IUPUI, which is in Indianapolis. I was like, Indiana University, what's good with that? And he showed me that they had a great theater program, which I would have never guessed. And I was like, well, shoot. Like, and I looked at the school. We toured the school. It's a huge school. IU is like the epitome of a movie, TV show type school with the fraternities, sororities. It's a huge campus. I went from Buffalo. I went from a state university in Buffalo, which was like you could cross the campus in like 15 minutes, to IU, which was like Big Ten. I was like, what? I was like, I'm gonna go. You want me to go here? I don't even know if I can get in here. Jeez. Luckily, I got in. Thank God, literally. And so I ended up going to IU with the same application. And so did it take me a little bit longer to finish school? Yes. But then I realized it doesn't matter how long it takes as long as you finish. Like, it's about the lesson learned, right? So all this to say, there's nothing wrong with failure. Nothing. Failure teaches you lessons. We live in a society where people look down on failure. It's only about success. I'm telling you right now, like, you can either wear the failure on your shoulder or you can put it on the ground and step on it. And every time you come to an obstacle, let's say that you didn't do well, or you didn't get that interview, or you didn't memorize your lines as much, they're just building blocks. And you step on them, and the more you step on them, it's like you're building stairs. So they don't weigh you down, they actually elevate you. So you don't get successful without failure. It's the same as working out. You work out until your muscles burn out, and then you drop the weight, give yourself a little bit of a break, and then you go at it again, and you keep doing that. You have to break down the muscle to build the muscle. So failure, you have to go until you mess up, until you can figure out how you messed up, how to do better, and then move forward. Obviously, if you need a rest, take your rest. But again, that was such a turning point in my life, because again, it was the first time I ever failed. It's the first time I ever failed at anything. I did well in high school. I had fun in high school. I was a skater boy. Like, I did the drama club thing. I had a lot of fun in high school. I took advantage of it. So when I failed in New York, it hit me hard, because I was like, I have the capability of failing, especially in academics. Now, I've never been like crazy about academics. I do enjoy learning a lot, but more through experience than like through, I do enjoy reading books now. But again, there's nothing wrong with failure. Go towards failure. If you think that you're going to fail at it, go. Try it out. Give it a shot, because at least you know that you tried. And if it doesn't work out, then just change. There's a ton of opportunities out here. Just change it up. Do something new. I hope this helps anybody out there who's been through similar situations of this. Maybe, fired from a job. I don't know. Failure changes things. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. You have to go through failure to even know what success is like. It's like the spectrum of emotion. You have to go through, we go through all spectrums of emotion: depression, joy, peace, bliss, sadness. You have to go through all this stuff. Now, the lows can be low for sure. And if you get really low, just breathe. Close your eyes, breathe. I actually recommend, one thing I like to do is turn on frequency music, because our brain, like me talking, is a frequency. It's a vibration. The only reason you know what I'm saying is because you know the language. Through repetition, obviously. But go online on like YouTube and stuff like that. I love meditating to like, they have like different chakra. I like the binaural beats. They have different chakra ones, depending on which one you want to tune into. There's also like attracting abundance ones. There's attracting positivity. I've actually been doing a lot of like the attracting positivity stuff, and it's crazy the ideas that my brain just comes up with. I'm just like, am I gonna do that? Like, well, at least write it down. You never know, because we are limitless. And that's why failure isn't bad, because you're limitless. If it doesn't work out, try something else. If it doesn't work out, look at Elon Musk. Like, oh my God, he has like how many freaking businesses? I can't wait to meet that guy. But don't fear failure. Use it. Use it to your advantage. And no matter what, you're a success. You're already a success. So just keep being you. Keep doing great things. And keep spreading that kindness, because we need a lot of that right now. Oh my God. So I love you guys. Thank you for supporting this page. I really appreciate it. I just want to spread positivity. I've always been that type of person. Ever since I was a kid, that's all I've wanted to do, is spread positivity. One of the reasons why I'm in entertainment is to show other people that they can do it too. You just got to keep working at it, keep the consistency. But love you guys, and hope you guys have a great day. Don't be just so hard on yourselves. And I need to know that too. Have a great day.